So out come the full-blooded Italians. I like how Styles talks shit about Smothers not really being Italian the whole match. All we need to know is Tanaka razor's edged Mike Awesome out of the ring through a fucking table. And I was so fired up for a Japanese bloodbath.
Yeah, and this is, I believe, before Mike Awesome was in
Right out to the
ECW.
floor. For some reason, there's a man in the crowd who's dressed as a nun with big, gigantic breasts. And I have no idea what the fuck that's about. Sandman does a Frankensteiner to Sabu off the top rope, and it obviously hurt Sandman more than Sabu. He was fucked up.
Yeah. It was this hype video for Just Incredible, and the second match he was losing on their own hype video.
He lost 2 matches in a row.
Like, oh, you're hyping him up, and you're showing that he's losing already.
So I guess the only guy he can beat is the mask guy.
But he did.
Suplexes Bam Bam straight into the crowd from the entrance ramp. Like Bam Bam landed on a bunch of chairs. The back of Taz's head hit the guardrail.
I don't think they thought that whole thing through.
Nope.
Like, how is that going to end part of this whole thing? So they have Lance Storm in a camel clutch. This is after Sonny has turned on him. And they're asking him, what is he going to do? What is he going to give them? Lance Storm says, I'm going to give you head. And then those music play.
And this week is ECW's Living Dangerously 1998. We're in Asbury Park, New Jersey. And it opens up with a car pulling up to the arena. And it's current ECW television champion Taz. And Taz walks into this empty-ass arena. Clearly, it's before the pay-per-view. He takes a look around, and he says he's ready. Then it cuts to Joey Styles in the ring. Styles is specifically here to warn us that we need to sit back and buckle up. Because for the next 3 hours, we are all living dangerously. So out come the full-blooded Italians. Tracy Smothers, Little Guido, and Tommy Rich. And they are facing Chris Chetty and dynamic Jerry Lynn. Chris Chetty is apparently the first graduate of the House of Hardcore. He was trained by Mikey Whipwreck and Taz. Taz happens to be his cousin. The House of Hardcore was ECW's training school. Tommy Dreamer, years later, would start a promotion of the very same name. I don't think it's around anymore.
It's too bad.
Chetty and Guido start. Chetty is okay. Guido is really fucking annoying, especially with the chin flicks. Like, Chetty had him in the wrist lock, and Guido would just chin flick him.
Because he's Italian.
Yeah, but imagine getting slapped or something, or somebody puts you in a submission hold, and your only response is to chin flick.
It was a little weird.
Jerry Lynn and Smothers were fantastic. Smothers, you could tell, is a pro. Jerry Lynn, he's always good. That early high-flying shit is the thing to see. Guido tries to elbow drop Lynn, who's going for a pin on Smothers. Lynn rolls out of the way, so Guido elbow drops Smothers. Guido stands up. He's all confused with his arms outstretched, looking at Smothers. And then Lynn grabs Guido's hand, makes him do the paisano elbow to Smothers. Smothers gets up in Guido's face, and he's all pissed. And they get drop kicked out of the ring. Chetty starts to get something going, but Tommy Rich cuts him off with a right hook to the mouth. And he gets his ass kicked while Guido, Smothers, and Rich flick their chins. And Chetty manages to get 2 visual pins on Smothers. The ref was distracted both times. And he gets a hot tag to Lynn, who just starts kicking ass. And then Rich gets involved again. There's a brawl. Smothers does a jumping heel kick to Lynn, then holds his arm so Rich can nail him with the Italian flag. Lynn, of course, moves, and Rich clobbers Smothers with the Italian flag. So then Jerry Lynn steals the pin. I like how Styles talks shit about Smothers not really being Italian the whole match.
I'd say this was not as offensive as an open as you would think.
Oh, was it Donnie Allen and those other fuckers?
What?
The other pay-per-views where it opened with Donnie Allen, and they basically had to get their asses whooped by that 911 guy.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember their names. But that's just it. They always open with these weird jobber-type openings. I guess you could say this was maybe also that, but it wasn't as bad as they usually are.
Well, after the match, Rich and Smothers kind of get into it, and Rich is shoved to the mat, and Smothers makes like he's going to throw the Italian flag in the crowd like it's a spear. And they're like, no, don't.
Yeah,
I want to see Tommy Rich wrestle.
I'm sure it will come soon.
I don't know. Well, then they play a hype video of some Japanese wrestlers. It's Wing Kanamura and Masato Tanaka. All we need to know is Tanaka razor's edged Mike Awesome out of the ring through a fucking table. And I was so fired up for a Japanese bloodbath.
Yeah, and this is, I believe, before Mike Awesome was in ECW.
Yeah, I think it was his Japan days. But yeah, he's just getting his ass kicked by this little Japanese guy. And you see him get tossed out of the ring through a table.
His big ass.
Yeah, great. Well, then Doug Furnas comes out with a mouthpiece. The mouthpiece says he's best friends with Vince McMahon and got the WWF chairman to buy out Wing Kanamura's contract. So now Doug Furnas can wrestle Tanaka instead. The whole time I'm thinking Vince would never be friends with that guy. So you have Doug Furnas versus Masato Tanaka. Furnas and Tanaka start the match jumping around like Street Fighter characters. Then it settles down. Tanaka proves to be a little powerhouse before getting power slammed by Furnas. Doesn't last long, though, because Tanaka catches a kick from Furnas and delivers a dragon screw leg whip. He locks in a figure four. The crowd showers him with woos. Hits a tornado DDT, plants Furnas right on his head. Only gets a 2 count, though. And Tanaka hits a running Death Valley driver for 2. He tries to go for a tombstone, fucks it up. Crowd lets him know, which I appreciate about the ECW crowd.
Yeah, they're definitely quick to get on his ass.
Furnas hits Tanaka with a power bomb where he just dropped him on the back of his head and neck. And then he hits a release German suplex, goes for a cover. Furnas's mouthpiece gets on the apron and starts yelling. He wants Furnas to keep beating the shit out of Tanaka. So Furnas hits a Frankensteiner, goes for another pin. Again, the mouthpiece breaks it up. Tanaka ends up winning with a spinning forearm or something. That looked like it was fucked up too.
Yeah, he botched the move beforehand, whatever he was going for. I don't know if he was going for the same move he initially botched, but he botched that move too. And then from what it looked like, he just, okay, just do the forearm and let's get out of here.
Well, after the match, the mouthpiece starts talking shit. He name drops a bunch of WWF guys. Furnas ends up decking him with a clothesline. He tells the mouthpiece to tell Vince McMahon to kiss his ass. And I'm thinking, Vince doesn't even know who Furnas is. And I guess Furnas officially joined ECW because he put on a ECW shirt. So instead of a Japanese bloodbath, they gave us a decent match from 2 individuals that couldn't get their timing right.
Yeah, it really fell off the rails there.
Joey Styles cuts in to apologize. The Sandman and Sabu were supposed to have a Dueling Canes match, but due to the graphic nature of this matchup, the cable companies will not allow ECW to air it on their pay-per-view. Styles says the match will be released on ECW's home network. I'm assuming that's their VHS library. And they will show as much of it as they can on their syndicated program. Styles says, but that's okay because we have the other matches on the card, and desperately reads off everybody else. Then 2 dudes interrupt Styles, tell him to play the tape. The big dude turns out to be Nicole Bass, threatens to kick Styles' ass if he doesn't. It's a video of Tommy Dreamer coming to the arena parking lot. And Dreamer just walks to the arena with his Halliburton attaché case and his doggy. I think the importance of the video is to show that Dreamer was without Beulah McGillicuddy.
And he had a pretty cool Raiders jacket, which probably is worth now like $500.
Probably. I was too focused on the crowd shouting China's boyfriend at Nicole Bass.
I actually didn't hear that.
Oh, I did. China's boyfriend.
That crowd.
So we have Rob Van Dam versus Flash Funk. Match starts out with a long-ass feeling out process. Alfonso is in early with the fucking whistle. I like the bit where he stood up on the apron just blowing it in Flash Funk's face. So Funk hits Van Dam with the snapmare. Van Dam lands on his feet. Match stops just to recognize how impressive that was for Van Dam to do that. They do a test of strength, leads to a series of monkey flips that seem to go to a stalemate. They fight out to the floor. Funk throws Van Dam into shit, and Van Dam tries to do various springboard moves, but misses all of them. Then he just gets fed up and whacks Funk with a chair, and now he can start kicking ass. They get back to the ring, go back and forth. Van Dam hits Funk in the back of the head with a spinning heel kick from the top rope. More back and forth. Funk hits Van Dam with a monster powerbomb, and then keeps repeatedly signaling for his top rope move but does anything but that. Like, he gets a adjusted splash, then a moonsault. And then he did the 10 punches and starts like repeatedly slapping Van Dam in the face for some reason. Van Dam knocks him off, goes for the 5-star frog splash, but Funk's able to get his knees up. And Funk does a somersault leg drop from the second turnbuckle. Van Dam responds with a split-legged moonsault. They fight out to the floor. And for some reason, there's a man in the crowd who's dressed as a nun with big, gigantic breasts. I have no idea what the fuck that's about. He must have lost a bet. So they fight to the entrance ramp. Van Dam hits a Van Daminator. Funk hits him with 2 pile drivers. Then he literally drags Van Dam back to the ring. Van Dam recovers and just starts wailing on Funk in the corner. Ref gets involved because there's rules all of a sudden. And he grabs Van Dam's arm. And then Funk hits Van Dam with a drop kick. The ref falls on his back like he's a turtle. And he's still holding Van Dam's arms. So then Funk tries to go for a top rope splash, but then Van Dam moves out of the way. Ref gets hit. And then Van Dam tries to hit Funk with 450 splash because that's his own move. Funk moves out of the way. He power bombs Van Dam, and then he hits his 450 splash. But the ref is still out, so he can't make the pin. So then Sabu comes out. He leg drops a chair on the back of the Funk's head while he's still trying to pin Van Dam. Then Sabu drags Van Dam on top of Funk. The ref recovers, but Funk's able to kick out at the very last second. So then the Sandman comes out. He chases Sabu away with a cane. There's more back and forth in the ring. Funk hits a bitchin' scissor kick. And then Van Dam wins with a victory roll.
Minus the outside interference, this was a pretty good match.
This was a fantastic match.
Yeah. I like how this was a flippy match, but they made sense of it when they did it. Like, it wasn't just doing the flips to do the flips. I don't know. They were still telling a story with the flipping moves.
Yes. I like the moment where Van Dam did the monkey flip and he landed on his feet and Funk was pointing at him like, all right, I'll give you that one, which I thought was a nice touch because obviously it was a planned fucking spot. So there's nothing to give him. You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But just to, I don't know, that sells it.
Yeah. And just how everything stopped to take it in.
Well, after the match, Van Dam gave Funk an opportunity to shake his hand as the better man. Funk goes for the handshake. Van Dam does the Ric Flair thing where he, strokes his hair. Then Funk says he's more of a man than Van Dam will ever be, and he'll shake Van Dam's hand even if Van Dam won't shake his, which made no fucking sense. So they shake hands like women, the weak-ass handshake. Then Van Dam makes Funk say Van Dam's the better man. Funk says Van Dam's the better man, raises his arms, then decks him with a clothesline, starts stomping Van Dam out. So the Sandman must have gotten winded from all the cigarettes because out comes Sabu. Van Dam and Sabu try to put Funk through a table. Then the Sandman finds his way back to the ring. Sandman does a Frankensteiner to Sabu off the top rope, and it obviously hurt Sandman more than Sabu. He was fucked up.
Yeah.
Funk and Sandman chase off Sabu and Van Dam. Funk cuts another promo, says nothing. Then Funk and Sandman drink beer and dance together. And look, Sandman was wincing in pain the entire time.
Yeah, but he was getting down for him.
Yeah, this is a great match. It was just really fucking long.
It was long, but I don't know. I think they paced it well. It started so slow, though. The feeling out process seems like it took forever.
It did. I liked it. Yeah.
Yeah, but like at the end, then they really picked it up. It's like, okay, we're in for quite a ride here.
We had a Chris Candido Lance Storm hype video. Looks like Candido and Storm are tag champions, kicking ass, taking names. Then Candido turns on Storm for some reason and pile drives Storm on one of the title belts. And that leads us to the Dudley Boys versus the Hardcore Chair Swinging Freaks, which is the team of Balls Mahoney and Axel Rotten, versus New Jack and Spike Dudley in a 3-way dance. Well, it's supposed to be a 3-way dance, but the match starts as soon as the second team comes out, and it's just a Looney Tune weapon match. Then rap music starts blaring, and out comes New Jack and Spike Dudley.
It seems like that's their thing, because, well, I don't know why Spike Dudley was the partner this time. Or maybe that's just the whole thing right now, like a fatal 4-way or a triple threat, and the match starts without New Jack and whoever his partner is, only until the music starts like halfway through the match, and then out here they come.
Yeah, with weapons.
Yeah, and the song plays on repeat.
Oh my God, does it?
I think because of the copyright issues, the song is not as good as it was like originally when they did this.
It has to be, because there's no way that New Jack comes out of that corny shit. So the Looney Tune weapon match continues. They fight in the crowd. Everybody fights in the crowd. And then Dudleys get put through tables by Spike and New Jack while the other team holds the Dudleys down. They dove off a high platform off the stands.
How easily they could have fucked that up and it went like super wrong.
That's why it's called a high risk maneuver.
And New Jack is not even going to be the worst that he does this. Jumping off high shit.
Well, they somehow all make it back to the ring. Spike does a tornado DDT to Balls Mahoney through a table. Dudley's hit Mahoney with a 3D, and the hardcore chair swinging freaks are eliminated because I guess it's an elimination match.
Yeah, we learned now that it's an elimination match.
New Jack and Spike come up from behind the Dudleys and nail them with guitars. Spike hits Devon with an acid drop. New Jack follows up with a diving something while holding a chair, and he wins the match. You can't tell, though, because the fucking rap music was still playing.
Yep, and they won the match, so effectively it never stopped.
This was a piss break match.
It was a lot of carnage, yeah.
Well, it cuts back to Joey Styles. He's pissed at Just Incredible for some reason. Couldn't understand him because New Jack's fucking theme song was still playing. Then they play a Just Incredible hype video. Just Incredible beats a mask guy. Then he loses to Mikey Whipwreck twice. Then he injures Mikey Whipwreck. Now we're back to him beating the mask guy again, only this time Credible tries to rip his mask off. And then Credible beats someone else wearing a mask of the guy from earlier, so I guess he did rip it off. Then Dreamer kicks Just Incredible's ass.
Yeah. And I like that, yeah, it was this hype video for Just Incredible, and the second match he was losing on their own hype video.
Yes. He lost 2 matches in a row.
Like, oh, you're hyping him up, and you're showing that he's losing already.
It showed him not winning the match against Mikey Whipwreck. He just injured him.
Yeah.
So I guess the only guy he can beat is the mask guy.
But he did, so there you go.
Well, after the hype video, Jenna Jameson comes out as ECW's new reporter. And she wants her first interview to be with Just Incredible.
Let me just say real quick that Jenna Jameson, boy, was she peak. Sad that she doesn't make videos anymore or movies anymore. High def videos of Jenna Jameson now. 4K would be pretty good.
Unfortunately, 4K in 2026, Jenna Jameson would be horrendous.
I'm sure she still got it.
Maybe from the waist down. Credible comes out with 2 dudes. Says he'd rather fuck Beulah McGillicuddy than Jenna Jameson, and blows her off. The small dude gives Jenna a once-over, sticks his hand in her face. The last dude looks like he wants to pulverize Jenna with a strap-on dildo. Then Jenna says, "Whatever, Justin. I only tried to interview you because they asked. Now I'm going to interview who I want." Turns out she wants to interview Tommy Dreamer. Tommy Dreamer just comes out and he plants a smooch on Jenna. And she goes, "Oh, Tommy." Probably getting herpes in the process.
I like Joey Styles' call on this. He said, Tommy Dreamer just went where, well, probably every man has gone before.
Yeah. You're going to want to rinse your mouth out with some Lysol, son.
Yeah. Like, you didn't think that all the way through.
Like, Jesus, how many just before she went out to do the interview? So it leads us to Just Incredible versus Tommy Dreamer. The Dreamer just kicks Credible's ass. They fight to the crowd and onto the entrance ramp. Dreamer falls off the entrance ramp and gets crotched on the guardrail. They fight back to the ring, and then Dreamer recovers, hits a fallaway slam, and hits a running drop kick while Credible's in the tree of woe. He also has a chair in his face. Dreamer goes for a frog splash. One of Credible's guy friends pull him out of the way. Dreamer misses. Credible hits a drop toe hold onto the chair. Dreamer's throat landed on the back of it. Looked really nasty. It was like Raven's little spot on steroids.
Yeah.
Credible hits a reverse DDT on another chair. Dreamer hits a Death Valley driver, but one of Credible's male friends distracts Dreamer by jumping on the apron. And then Credible hits a tombstone pile driver and then just starts posing for some reason. So out comes Beulah McGillicuddy with a neck brace and an ugly-ass smile. You're going to pick that over Jenna Jameson? Okay.
Well, at least that car probably has a lot less miles on it. It's not a beater.
Beulah acts like she's aligning with Just Incredible, but punches him in the nuts. And Incredible's guy friends attack Beulah. She kicks one of them in the balls and hits him with a DDT. Second guy gets in the ring, snatches Beulah, and gives her a big old bear hug. Then Mikey Whipwreck comes hobbling out on crutches and a leg brace. He kicks the dude in the nuts, hits a stunner.
In the stomach.
Oh.
And I got a problem here. It's bad enough to gotta watch these pay-per-views on a little laptop screen because they've been taken off of Peacock and it's grainy. I'm on a little laptop screen, so I don't get my 4K 50-inch TV to watch it on.
Well, it'd be grainy either way.
And here's the problem. The person that was in the ring was Nicole Mann, and she did the bear hug on McGillicuddy, and when she let her go, her top came down, or what have you. And being on my laptop screen, I couldn't get a good pause.
I think it was blurred. Pretty sure it was blurred.
Well, okay. Yeah, I couldn't get a good pause because either she didn't have a nipple or there were. But
that could be a possibility too.
But pause, couldn't see nipple.
That gnarled excuse of a breast.
Yeah.
Credible breaks a crutch over Whipwreck's injured leg. Dreamer wins the match after a DDT. And then he's crawling to Beulah, and it looks like they have a moment, but it abruptly cuts away from that. I don't remember Just Incredible losing this much. Why do I always like losers?
Well, they told you in the video package that he loses. But yeah, I remember him with a bunch of titles, so.
Must be later.
Yeah.
Well, it cuts back to Joey Styles, and he says the biggest question going into tonight's pay-per-view is who is the toughest man in ECW? Bam Bam Bigelow or Taz? So then Bam Bam loses to Rob Van Dam after Shane Douglas distracts him. Then Bam Bam yells at Taz for some reason in the locker room. Taz wins a match and yells that Bam Bam isn't singling him out in the camera. Then Bam Bam and Taz agree to team up. But Taz isn't Bam Bam's partner. He's Bam Bam's savior. Bam Bam also gets a title shot after the match. And I guess Taz and Bam Bam won the tag match against Rob Van Dam and Douglas. But Bigelow ends up turning on Taz because he never left Douglas and Van Dam's group.
Yeah, it was all a
big old fucking ruse for the television championship. Wouldn't you like do a plot like that for the World Heavyweight Championship?
You would. And also, if I recall, Bam Bam took a bump from them too. So he took a bump to sell the angle.
Well, that leads us to Bam Bam Bigelow versus Taz for the ECW Television Championship. It starts with Taz out wrestling Bigelow, so Bigelow uses his size and power. He hits Taz with a power bomb, and Taz recovers briefly and tries doing his suplexes, but again, Bigelow uses his size to his advantage, and he's able to reverse them. They fight on the entrance ramp. Taz suplexes Bam Bam straight into the crowd from the entrance ramp. It's pretty impressive. Like Bam Bam landed on a bunch of chairs. The back of Taz's head hit the guardrail.
I don't think they thought that whole thing through.
Nope.
Like, how is that going to end good?
So they fight back to the ring. Bam Bam hits an ugly-ass moonsault and then sets up a table, tries to powerbomb Taz through it. Taz escapes, picks Bigelow up, and slams him face first through the table. And then they go to the floor again and out to the crowd. I noticed that there's empty pizza boxes on the floor. Look like Domino's. Who brings pizza to a live event like this? How do you just walk in with a box of pizza?
I don't know.
So Bigelow hits Taz. Taz keeps asking for more. Then Bam Bam slips and falls on his ass because the floor is wet. I thought that was funny. I was confused at first because he just fell. I'm like, what the fuck did Taz do? So they get back to the ring again. Bam Bam goes for the greetings from Ashbury Park. Taz escapes, locks in the kata hajime. Bam Bam taps, but the ref doesn't see, and Taz doesn't let go. So Bam Bam, in a last act of desperation, takes his feet out from under him and crashes through the ring apron with Taz still on his back. Bam Bam crawls out of the hole first, and then he pulls Taz out and pins him. And Bam Bam Bigelow is the new ECW television champion. So I guess Taz wasn't ready.
Yeah, pretty iconic moment. One that will be shown for years and years to come, that moment.
It's a pretty good match.
Yeah, I didn't have a problem with it either. A lot of these matches, I thought they were pretty good. Outside of the Dudley match,
Yeah, that was
which
the only
was just
stinker.
all over the place.
Like the first one, I didn't give a shit about, but it was watchable at least.
I don't know. It just kind of seemed like, yeah, they were just going. Like there was no like plot to it. There was no storytelling.
Like they were just looking around for things to do, as opposed to wrestling a match.
Yeah, that's what I felt about it. But this match, on the other hand, Taz just continues to be one of my favorite parts of ECW.
It's not bad. So it cuts to Joey Styles, and Heyman pops in and tells Styles to buy some time. Styles starts talking some more, and Heyman finally tells Styles to just play Sabu and Sandman. Styles says, "But the censors." Heyman says, "Now, goddammit!" And Styles reluctantly plays the match after a mini screaming fit with Heyman. And he says it's not on him, it's on the boss. So we get the Sandman versus Sabu dueling Canes match. Now remember, this was so graphic the censors would not allow them to show on paper. And also remember, it's a dueling Canes match.
Yes.
So Sabu comes out and starts beating the shit out of Sandman with the cane. Sandman recovers, and we learn that it's not Sabu, but Rob Van Dam in disguise. The real Sabu comes out and beats the fuck out of Sandman alongside Van Dam. Bill Alfonso then tells Van Dam to go relax, and Sabu has it from here. It was weird. Van Dam went for a high five to Sabu, and Sabu went to reciprocate the high five, and then Van Dam just kind of left him hanging. It's weird. So then Sabu just starts diving off shit. They fight on the entrance ramp again. Sabu hits a springboard moonsault, which was really cool. And then Sandman suplexes a table onto Sabu. Van Dam comes back out, and Sabu kicks Sandman's ass again. Van Dam hits a frog splash while Sandman has a chair draped over him. Then Sabu and Van Dam put Sandman through a table with a double leg drop. Sabu drags Sandman in the ring and pins him.
Dueling Canes.
Yep. Not very many Canes. Also, they said that this match happened before the Flash Funk Rob Van Dam match.
Yeah.
So where the fuck was Flash Funk?
Oh. I don't know. Probably getting ready.
I don't know. I like the first match better.
I think they played it up a little too much. Like, oh, this was so gruesome.
It was a big ass letdown, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't gruesome at all.
Yeah. Just Sandman throwing the ladder in that first match was gruesome. More gruesome than anything.
Way crazier.
Yeah.
But I will give them credit. I like how they worked it in. And
true.
I like how they built it. Like, oh, it's so gruesome, we can't even show it. And then, they had to kill time because they had to rebuild the ring, which they never did anyway. But
yeah.
So then they had to play it. So I like how they did that, but the match kind of then let down for what they built it up to be.
Well, then it cuts back to Joey Styles. He's pissed at Heyman because they went against the censors' wishes. Well, then we go to the main event. It's Chris Candido and Shane Douglas coming out, and they want to know who Lance Storm's mystery opponent is. So Lance Storm comes out with Sunny, and Sunny cuts a shitty promo and reveals that she's Lance Storm's mystery partner. The idea is that when she gets tagged in, Chris Candido will not be able to hit her. So we have Chris Candido and Shane Douglas versus Lance Storm and Sunny. They have the hole that Bam Bam and Taz made blocked off with caution tape. So however long Sandman and Sabu wrestled, that's how long it took them to put that shit up. So basically, Lance Storm wrestled a handicap match. Then Sunny gets tagged in and teases a cat fight with Francine. Candido immediately snatches Sunny by the hair. Storm saves her. And Sunny repays Storm by nailing him with, I guess, was it a cookie sheet?
I think so.
Okay. She hits him with a cookie sheet or whatever and shows that she was aligned with Candido all along. It was a ruse. And Storm just gets his ass whooped. And then Al Snow comes out to save the day. Crowd throws styrofoam heads in the ring. Snow throws Douglas into the hole that was cautioned off with the tape, and he wins with a snowplow.
You missed maybe the best part of this whole thing.
Maybe.
So they have Lance Storm in a camel clutch. This is after Sunny has turned on him. And they're asking him, what is he going to do? What is he going to give them? And then Lance Storm says, I'm going to give you head. And then those music.
I didn't understand what he said.
He said, I'm going to give you head.
Yeah.
And then Joey Styles like, did he just say? Oh, never mind. They had to get their head joke in there.
But yeah, that was the main event.
Biggest issue with this whole thing.
Camera angle things.
Yes, they kept flipping the camera upside down.
And the zooms, and hated every bit of it.
Yeah, it was almost unwatchable for me.
Like, if they would have just kept it with like the upside down ECW and then Snow comes out, I think that would have. He's crazy. We get it.
Yeah, but it was overdone with the flipping upside down camera thing.
Yes. But that was ECW Living Dangerously 1998. Next up is ECW's WrestlePalooza 1998. I think this might be the only one. Either way, we're in Marietta, Georgia. The main event is Al Snow versus Shane Douglas for the ECW World Heavyweight Championship.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah. But before that, we have WCW Fall Brawl 1999. We are in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. It's the 7th Fall Brawl professional wrestling pay-per-view. 9 matches were contested at the event. The main event was Sting versus Hulk Hogan for the World Heavyweight Championship. Other matches, we saw Goldberg versus Diamond Dallas Page. We had Psycho Sid versus Chris Benoit for the United States Heavyweight Championship. We have Harlem Heat versus the West Texas Rednecks for the World Tag Team Championship. And finally, Saturn versus Rick Steiner for the Television Championship. And that is our Wrestling Rewind.
Good stuff. Good stuff.